So I call it our bee yard, but really it's our bee yard slash orchard slash blackberry area. Two of our blackberry plants really took off during the springtime. Two of them unfortunately died, but the ones that took off have done so well. This this line right here was originally supposed to be our grapevines. Now the grapevines just did not do well at all last year. We did buy a couple replacements. They're doing okay, but to be very honest, I think we're just going to stick with the blackberries because, for one, all the kids love them. They really do, and they seem to be a little more hardier for this area. Of course, our property is right up next against Lot Cuba Road, so that you're hearing a lot of the traffic behind us. It's still a very quiet area. This is just a beautiful day, and of course, everybody's out enjoying Memorial Day and the beautiful sunshine. Our fruit trees are doing pretty good. Our pear trees have some little tiny pears on there. Of course, we can't use any of the fruit yet. Our cherry trees have a few little cherries on them. So the hope is, in a couple years, that these are going to produce some fruit that you can actually use. And our next step in the plan for the orchard really is to get this area over here cleared out. There's a small ditch or creek that runs down there. Have this cleared out. It kind of slants down a little bit and extend the orchard all the way out over that way. We really want to utilize the property line that we're right up against here. We really want to get over there, so that's our plan for expanding it. But my beehives back here are really my pride and joy this year, because I did not expect to have as many hives as I had. So if you look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hives, and we only started out with those 2 hives back there in that corner. At the end of last season, I told my wife, I'd really like to have 6 hives next year, and she said, I just don't think we can do it. Buying a package of bees isn't very cheap. And so I said, all right, well, we'll stick with 4. Well, we purchased a pack of bees, and that's the package of bees there, colony number 4, and I'll explain the numbering in a minute. But we ended up splitting that large hive back in the corner over there, that's hive number 1. We ended up splitting that twice. So colony number 3 over there, and then colony number 7 right there are the 2 splits off of that big hive, and they are doing fantastic. So if you're following the math, 2 splits from that one and a pack of bees purchased for that one, that leaves these 2 new hives. Now, where did they come from? Those 2 new hives were swarms that we caught. If you saw any of our video or any of our pictures on the Facebook page, you saw that we actually ended up catching 2 swarms, and that was really exciting. First time ever doing that, and it was a lot easier than I thought, and it was really rewarding to catch them and put them in the hives. Now, I'm not going to go in the hives right now and show you them. This hive over here, hive number 7, or colony number 7, that's the hive box and top that I've built. I'm trying to build a lot of the hive boxes and equipment myself, because the rate at which the bee yard's expanding, I really can't keep up with ordering them, and it's just much more cost effective to build it yourself. So all the hives are doing great. All of the queen in the hives are laying, they're expanding, they're growing, and last year we got about 4 gallons of honey out of what we harvested. We kept some for ourselves, and we sold off the rest of the honey extremely quickly. We had people contacting us weeks afterwards. Do you have any more honey? Do you have any more honey? Sorry, we don't have any more. The honey that we harvest from these guys, it is non-pasteurized. It's not combined with anything. Some of the honey you buy in stores, it may say pure honey, but by FDA regulations, they can mix it with sugar water and other non-honey substitutes to extend it out a little bit more. Ours is double filtered, unpasteurized, from the comb into the bottle onto your table. This year we're hoping, if our hives do half as good as that other hive did last year, then we might. My goal is 20 gallons conservatively. I would love to see about 25. So that's our bee yard and our orchard. And our blackberry vines, everything's doing great back here. Really excited to see what the summer produces for the bees. And again, as I noted up there, we don't use pesticide, we don't use chemical pesticides, we don't use chemical fertilizers, nothing like that, because of our bees. I even put down clover seeds back here to give them something to sustain them through the first part of the summer until the real nectar flow begins around late June and July. So this is why we don't, this is one of the reasons why we don't use a lot of chemicals or use any chemicals on our garden whatsoever, because we kind of want to keep our bees healthy. We want them to pollinate the garden. We want them to grow and expand, and I have a lot of fun with them. I enjoy opening these hives and seeing how they've grown and expanded. So one more stop, we're going to take a look at the goat yard, and that'll do it for this update.